Hello, this weapon here. So when I thought I had finished the series of challenge logs, I received another one. This one comes from Strix and has a very interesting name, as you can see in the title of the video. Although it's not identified yet, it doesn't have a tag. And it has this very nasty look on it. And I must admit, this one got me stumped a bit. I wasn't going anywhere with it, so I had to get it and study it a bit, and then I understood what was happening, and then I could pick it. There's nothing really much special inside. On the contrary, I'll show you later, but it isn't that easy to understand the feedback on it, so that's why it was a bit hard at first. So let's see if I can pick it now. So I'm going to try clockwise. Looking at this plug with that face is kind of unnerving. I think that was the objective of it. So now this is where I got stuck the last time. So I get this really deep falset, and then I kept poking and nothing happened. And in my case, I don't know if that happens to previous challenger, but this pin gives a very slight counter rotation, but not enough to move. So I have to lift it a little bit more. And here it is. So I can see. Oh, and this is kind of interesting that you will see this last pin was actually the hardest for me to get, and it actually hurt me a bit trying to set it up there. It is a very high lift and has a very strong spring there. So let's get it. So this was this lock didn't come with a retaining clip, so yeah, you know the name of it, right? So I got discarded one from a Wilk cylinder, which I used to make my latest challenge lock, and I discarded this, but I kept it. So now I use it for this one. I'll probably just cut a little bit here and make an easier one to clip on. Yeah, so now you're going to see the key, I have already seen the key, but just for you to know how it came. Yeah, so some deeper cuts and some very high lifts here, but this is deceiving. Actually, we don't need to set some of these this high. The highest one to set is actually the fourth pin, and you will see why shortly. Actually have to put a fair bit of force in the key to make it go in. That's because of that one strong spring in there. I'll just shim it. Yes, Strix, I'm going to shim, 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 shim everything. Strix doesn't have shims. I'm going to send some. And so I have this this plug here with some milling, mostly only these over mills here, and has this file down top. This is common in cheaper plugs, makes the plug works better in the lock, in those locks that don't have that nice tolerances like other better locks. And we have this half spool. It's like an inverted tip-in. So it was like this. And now we have the same thing, but a shorter one. And we have a normal spool. The third driver, we have this tip-in. The fourth driver is a spool. It's a bit tapered. Yeah. And finally, I'm going back. Have another half spool. And another spool. And now the springs. Here's the big strong spring. I think Strix said spring number 3 was stuck inside, so I'm going to the other side. It should be there inside. I can see it, but it should be there. It's a very long driver, might have pushed it inside. So this one beat me, at least before I had the chance to get it and study it. Although it doesn't really look nothing special. One thing that this lock achieved very well is that these half spools, or inverted T-pins, however you may call it, they do not give counter rotation, so they will feel a little bit as if they were like jeans in gin milling. You have to counter rotate manually to set them, and this is the same thing here and in chamber 6, in chamber 5 I mean. You have to set them manually, and as you can see, although the key did look like it had very high lifts here and here, actually they weren't needed for picking, because there was a shear line here and here. So yeah, it wasn't really needed. Anyways, especially this one worked very well, and this one too. This one high lift was the hardest to set because of this very strong spring. It was interestingly made. Thank you, Strix, for this lock. Very mean faced one, and hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.